Welcome to Crafts and Minis. Today I'm really excited to share this new find that I got on eBay. So if you're hunting for miniatures for your tabletop role-playing games like Dungeons and Dragons or other war games, you're going to be coming across all sorts of things, especially when it comes to toys. But I ran across these doing a different search. So instead of just searching for toys, I searched for cake toppers. When you search for cake toppers, you're going to come across a lot of toys that you might find doing other searches, but you're also going to find stuff that were designed specifically to go on top of like birthday cakes. And this is one of those finds. This is actually a really good sized miniature. I'm going to put in this little guy for scale. These are on 75 millimeter or 3-inch bases, basically. So these would qualify for huge characters in Dungeons and Dragons. And when I came across them, I didn't even know for sure how big they'd be. But this is what I got out of the package. And actually, they came loose. I don't know if there's a good source to find these online from just a shop or whoever actually produces these. I got these on eBay, and they were about $7 to $8 each, which for a huge creature is not horrible. But I really like the look of them. And I've never seen the movie Frozen by Disney. This is the Marshmallow guy in it. But, you know, when you look at a miniature like this, like just painted like this, yeah, you probably wouldn't put it on your table. Maybe you would if you're just going for some representation. But you also have to look at, like, in the mouth here, there's this seam of where pieces were joined. The neck has this line against it. There's a little bit of mold lineage that you need to clean up, all that type of thing, if you're going to work with a miniature like this. But what I used was some pumice paste, sandy paste from Vallejo. Now, you could use any sort of pumice. It doesn't have to be this particular one, but I use it. Now, this I actually don't like for basing as much because the grains are a little too fine and the bases don't come out the best with it. But for working on your miniatures, you can do some really nice things. So you see here, I covered the miniature in different spots with this pumice. Any weird joins, I just covered up with this pumice. The neck especially, even inside the mouth, I just put on some pumice. And it's really cool on a miniature to have different textures. And so even though this is pretty fine, it makes a nice texture on the miniature. And you can see I did use it on the base here, just because I had it out. Like I said, it's not my favorite basing material, but it definitely works. But I just wanted to show you the progression of what you get to do. Now, what's so great is I had some weather this week where I was able to prime these, prime at least one, and this is what I came up with. Now you can tell, here to here, that's quite the difference, right? One thing you're going to notice right away is the eye. So instead of doing the two eyes that are going to be more iconic for this particular character from the movie, I used a little Mod Podge, right? Basically like a matte medium in the spots where the eyes are to join them together so that it's more of a Cyclops type earthy creature. Now you notice here, I got brown tones in here, I got grays, I used a black wash, I used a couple different washes actually, and then I used coal black from P3, which is this great bluish black color all over here. Now, from the tabletop distance, it's going to be awesome. And these could be used as huge sized creatures of a lot of different types, right? These could be your earth elementals. These could be some sort of crazy earth construct. These could just be some sort of nightmare creature. And I'm so excited to get them together. And as you can see next to that 28 millimeter medium-sized figure for Dungeons and Dragons, they are huge. But I wanted to give a little warning, right? Because when you look at pictures online, you might not always be told what size they are. And I picked up another one of this particular character from Frozen, but it is definitely not a huge size creature. And there it is, right? This is that same character sold as a toy, but I think this came out of a Kinder Egg, if I read correctly online. And I knew it was going to be smaller than this other one. I just didn't know the degree. And this would probably go on a 40 millimeter, 50 millimeter base, and barely be a large size figure. In fact, that might be pushing it a little bit for a large size figure. But it at least is in the same family of type of creatures. But just so you know, watch out when you're doing these searches online. Sometimes you can't tell how big certain things are. And if you're buying on eBay and the sellers, don't describe it, you can always ask and see if they can describe it a little better in a message. But I was really pleased when I found these cake toppers. And there's cake toppers for all sorts of superheroes, for characters from Lord of the Rings that could definitely work on the tabletop. Even some would just be great as statues that you could turn them into. But I thought this was an incredible find of something that is a toy, but isn't described like that on eBay. It's described as a cake topper. So go get hunting, guys and gals. Get after this. Go find your cake toppers that'll work on your tabletop. Don't be afraid to use different products on your miniatures like this pumice to give them some different texture. Have fun putting them together, painting them, converting. And this week, go get after your hobby.